Kuraray Noritake Dental is known for transforming cutting-edge technology into real-world solutions. From ceramics to composites and even biomaterials, Kuraray's development of high-end dental products is part of the company's commitment to constant innovation. CLEARFIL MAJESTY ES-2 Universal is an excellent example of this innovation. CLEARFIL MAJESTY ES-2 Universal is a light-cure, radiopaque resin composite with a proprietary nanofilled composite filler and a highly refractive matrix. What makes this composite so exciting is the way that it simplifies Class 1 and 2 posterior restorations for you. CLEARFIL MAJESTY ES-2 Universal is called Universal because it has just one shade. With this universal shade concept, you don't have to spend time comparing the tooth to a shade guide trying to decide which shade is the best match. Instead, a single shade is all you need to cover all Class 1 and 2 restorations in the range of the classic Vita shade guide. This makes CLEARFIL MAJESTY ES-2 Universal your go-to solution for common posterior restorations, regardless of the color of the underlying and adjacent tooth structure. What about Class 3, 4, and 5 posterior restorations? While this resin composite can also be used for these cases, depending on the size and translucency, the aesthetics may not be suitable. That said, the single-shade approach is not the only way that CLEARFIL MAJESTY ES-2 Universal simplifies Class 1 and 2 posterior restorations. It also eliminates the need for an opaquer or blocker. It does this through the material's specific level of translucency and the integration of Kuraray Noritake Dental's unique light diffusion technology. Thanks to this light diffusion technology, your restorations will diffuse light in a way that's similar to how tooth structure diffuses light. Instead of the light going straight through the restoration, as it normally would, it diffuses. As a result, the material integrates easily and smoothly into the surrounding tooth structure, and the preparation margins become virtually invisible. When you're working on a posterior restoration, you know that the composite's mechanical properties are particularly important. You want to have confidence that the restoration will have excellent wear resistance properties, a wide blending effect, and low shrinkage stress. CLEARFIL MAJESTY ES-2 Universal gives you all of this and more. As these charts show, CLEARFIL MAJESTY ES-2 Universal shows less wear of opposing enamel as well as low wear on the restoration itself. In addition, CLEARFIL MAJESTY ES-2 Universal offers the same superior mechanical properties as CLEARFIL MAJESTY ES-2 Classic. This includes flexural strength of 118 megapascals, high filler load, compressive strength of 347 megapascals, and just 1.9% volumetric shrinkage. Whether you choose the syringe or preloaded tip delivery option, CLEARFIL MAJESTY ES-2 Universal is very easy to work with. You'll appreciate its long working time, a full 270 seconds under ambient light, and the way that the material easily sculpts with no slumping. You get a curing depth of 2.0 millimeters, with easy polishing and a durable gloss once it is cured. The following case study shows how efficient and easy the procedure can be. Here you see the initial situation, where carious lesions have been detected on the occlusal and palatal surfaces of the first molar and in the distal aspect of the second premolar. After a rubber dam was placed for moisture control, the caries was removed. Selective etching of the enamel was completed, and CLEARFIL SE-Bond 2 was applied. A sectional matrix was then placed to facilitate the creation of a proper interproximal contact. Now, take a look at the occlusal view of the final restorations produced with CLEARFIL MAJESTY ES-2 Universal, a highly aesthetic end result. CLEARFIL MAJESTY ES-2 Universal is intelligent simplification. For Class 1 and 2 posterior restorations, you get an efficient and comfortable procedure with a single shade technique and no need to use a blocker or opaquer. Because there are fewer steps, it is easier to get consistent, predictable, outstanding results, which is exactly what your patients deserve.